Hey folks, welcome back to another Master video, and today we actually have Blue and Aerodactyl, whatever, Blue and Aerodactyl, Mega Aerodactyl, dropping later tonight, again at reset, which as usual I will be summoning on, right? So stay tuned for that, right? If you guys have notifications and stuff on, that would be cool, so you get there as soon as possible. And don't miss it, because it might be very, very short. If it goes as fast as well as the red summons yesterday, it might be very, very, very short. So, anyways, let's talk about this unit. So this unit is a rock type Pokefair tracker, right? It is a Pokefair, so 10% rates for 5 stars, 2% rate for the featured, etc., right? Limited unit, all that. So, first of all, again, he is a rock type physical striker, right? In terms of the unit itself, if you're starting from the stats, some highlights are the fast speed, right? Very, very fast. After you mega, you get some extra attack and special attack, right? Like in pre-mega, like these stats aren't like super impressive. They're not bad, but they're not super impressive. But after you mega, these are some really, really, really good stats, right? HP is not bad. The defenses are whatever, right? And then as for your moves, you have Hyper Beam. Well, pre-mega, you have Hyper Beam, 4-gauge move, obviously very, very, very powerful. Big, BP. Dire Hit All Plus, which buffs the crit of your whole team by 2, which is great, right? You have Ancient Power, which is, who cares? And then your trainer move, Bonjour, which is attack, special attack, plus 3, lowers your defense, special defense by 1. And then when it's Mega Aerodactyl, it raises speed by 3 ranks. You'll almost never get this. Unless you're running it with like Hilbert or something that could also get you like plus 3 to plus 6, you know, pre physical attack pre-sync. But even then, like once you're mega, you should start attacking. Like who cares about the speed, right? Honestly. So yeah, that's your moves. And then when you go mega, you exchange Dire Hit plus all for Double Edge, which is in my opinion not a good exchange. Because Double Edge, first of all, is just not as good as Hyper Beam, right? Like unless there's just a opponent that's very, very, you know, tanky, especially, and you just need a physical move that deals more damage, then you can Double Edge. But like outside of that, Dire Hit Plus is obviously the much better option. Even like after Mega, like if you're just like, out of move gauges and you want to pass a turn, you know, even if you don't need this, it's better to just press that instead, right? As for your sync move, it's a regular, you know, rock type physical. It is a physical sync, right? Even though, again, your main damage dealing move is special, your sync is physical, right? But you do buff both of those to max. It doesn't matter that much. It is physical sync, right? It's a mega sync, so the power is slightly lower, but you do mega. And then you passives, you have rock shift. So your Hyper Beam is rock type. Your Double Edge is also rock type, right? Combo freebie 2, which 30% chance of a free move next effect when attack move is successful, which is very, very good, right? And then you have endurance, pre-mega and post-mega, that endurance turns into recoil removal to remove the Double Edge. Again, I prefer to have endurance, but it's, again, not a big deal either way, right? So, yeah, that's basically Mega Aerodactyl's basic kit, right? Moving on to the sync grid, does have some stuff in here. You have 2 multipliers, Crit Strike 1, Surging Sand 1, right? They're both 10% multipliers, so it's not the biggest deal in the world, right? But I mean, you know, Crit's so easy to set up. It's not a bad idea to take it, plus it applies to your sync move as well. The big thing in your grid is at 3 out of 5, you get Haymaker, right? All the other multipliers are 3 out of 5 as well, by the way. But the big thing is 3 out of 5 you get Haymaker, which is a big, you know, sync nuke based on the attack that you buff, which again, you do buff it to max. And I think that's basically the real big thing on the, okay, you have a Double Edge super duper effect, or effective, which again, doesn't make it better than Hyper Beam. But yeah, that's really like the big thing on the grid, right? So if you are trying to go for him, you either settle for 1 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 in my opinion. Do you really get that much at 2 out of 5? You do get sharp entry at 2 out of 5, which I like, but I also don't think it's the biggest deal in the world because great thing about sharp entry is because you sync on, you know, you sync after turn 3, right? So what you usually do is 2 Bonjours to max out your attack and special attack, and then 1 Dire Hit All Plus. So then you're only at turn 3, you're only at max attacks, max special attack, but only plus 2 crit. So Sharp Entry would be nice, so you don't, you know, have to bring another crit +1 crit buffer to max out your crit, right? So I do think that's nice. But yeah, there's like not like a huge deal, right? Again, 2 out of 5 is nice to have. But I think if you're going for him, 1 out of 5 is fine. But if you really, you know, want the best out of him, 3 out of 5, you do get that Haymaker, which is really, really good, right? In this case. So yeah, that's basically his grid. Sands of Time is good, I guess, if you're running him in Sandstorm, but he's already really, really fast. I don't think it's like that big of a deal, right? 400 speed, combo freebie 2, right? All that stuff. Yeah, I actually hate this train move. It's designed so badly. Like, you're never gonna use this. And it would be really, really nice if you got to use this, because like with Singsu Red, you actually got to, you know, actually use the speed, because the post-sync buff is physical attack, right? Which you don't really need for Red, unless you're going for a Haymaker nuke. But like if you're going for a Haymaker nuke, you just bring a physical attack buffer anyways instead, right? And the reason why it has to be attack and special attack here is because you need it, because your sync is, you know, physical, and then your main damaging move is special. So they designed this specifically to make it so that this part is just really bad, right? But oh well. Again, that's not the biggest deal in the world. Just slight thing that gets me a bit annoyed. But yeah, in terms of this unit overall, right, very, very, very powerful rock type damage dealer. Obviously, if you guys are wondering, in comparison to Emmett's damage wise, Emmett does do more damage at max, right? However, Blue does more for your team, right? Because again, this die hit all plus for your whole team is just very, very, very good, right? This is just fantastic. On top of, you know, combo freebie is really good for gauge management as well, right? All that stuff. So on both sync and raw damage, Emmett does a bit more. It's not like a lot more, but it's more, right? But yeah, there's that, I guess, if you guys are wondering between these two. So if you do have Emmett, you don't really need Aerodactyl, right? Even if you think Aerodactyl is better than Emmett, you don't really need him, right? Obviously, if he's your favorite guy, right, you should always, you know, go for your favorites. But outside of that, one thing I do want to again caution is that this banner goes all the way to the end of October, if I remember correctly, right? So that's ample enough time to see what's coming up in the next data mine, and maybe even the data mine after that. So we might have like 2 data mine periods that we could wait through with this banner, right? One's the end of September data mine for what's coming up in October, and then the other one is the end of October data mine to see what's coming up in November. So again, we have a lot of time, like just in case they rerun, you know, they're rerunning Groudon Kyogre and you guys didn't pick up Groudon Kyogre. As good as this guy's nowhere as good as Groudon Kyogre, right? So like if they ever rerun those, that would be fantastic. Or if they're just, you know, coming up with a new unit that's very, very good. Also there's new Halloween units coming up. There are some considerations, right? In terms of, you know, who to pick it up. But again, if you are missing a really good rock type damage dealer, he is definitely a very, very, very good option for that, right? Even if you do have Olivia, right? Unless you have like Olivia like EX, like you have it like EX Olivia, 3 out of 5 EX Olivia, then like maybe you don't really need much help there. But like outside of that, if you don't, again, rock type damage dealer is a really, really good pickup if you don't really have one. But if you do, again, it's big seal right. If you have Emmett, you don't really need this guy. But if you don't, it's again, it's very, very, very good. So anyways, yeah, that's just the stuff I, you know, wanted to mention, I guess. Also, you know, do keep in mind the anniversary unit banners are still up. The red banner is up. And again, there could still always be the potential that they buff Steven. If they do buff Steven, that guy, if he even gets like a bit of a, you know, stat buff or something on this side, that guy's be so good, right? So if guys still holding out, I'd say hold out a bit longer, right? You could probably hold out a bit longer. Just to see what happens with the anniversary unit situation, and also again the next few data mines, right? So anyways, again, that's been this one. Hopefully y'all enjoy. Let me guys think in the comments down below, like if it is for our channel for some more Pokemon content. And again, I will be summoning for him live later tonight, so tune in for that. That should be fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.